Hey guys, it's me, Desiree Marie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my crew who are called my subbies, and welcome if you are watching me for the first time. I'm Desiree Marie and I do lock videos. I show you guys my journey from beginning to end. I've been locked for 3 years now and I've been documenting everything that has to do with my hair, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I keep it real here on my channel, so if you're interested in gaining inspiration from my journey and kind of, you know, seeing what I'm up to, hit the subscribe button because I upload almost each and every day something new, fresh, and fun just for you and your hair journey. And I also do some vlogs here and there so you can get to know my life and personality. But anyway, welcome to yet another video. Today is very inspired by YouTube, I guess, and the things that I see and that I hear from other people as well. I watch a lot of videos here on YouTube, so that's pretty much a lot of my day when I'm not working and I'm not doing anything. I'm watching videos. I'm watching lock videos. I'm watching all sorts of stuff concerning other people's journeys, and I love it. I love the community here on YouTube. I love that we have so much diversity and everyone is very eager and excited to share what they are, what their hair is doing and how they're growing from the inside out. However, I have seen kind of like a pattern that I don't think is the best way to go about sharing information, and that is kind of it is found in people having statements like this. When you're locked, you're supposed to, your lock journey is supposed to, everyone has an idea of what locks are supposed to be, and it is not true. For one, locks are supposed to grow out of your head. Locks are supposed to grow out of your head, period. What you choose to do with it is completely your decision, your personal decision. It's up to you. So when people say things like, well, locks are supposed to be low maintenance, who said that? Who said locks are supposed to be low maintenance? That is not true. That is simply someone taking what they have seen previously, maybe with someone else's locks, and put themselves in a box and said, well, my locks are supposed to be low maintenance. I'm supposed to start my locks because I don't feel like doing my hair. That's not always true. There are people that love to change things up with their hair. They may be considered high maintenance with their locks, and that is not anything to look down on. That's their personal decision. If you have locks and you want to keep them up all the time and style them all the time and do a whole lot to them, that's your decision. Locks are not supposed to be low maintenance. They are chosen to be low maintenance if that is your decision. You don't have to be that way. You can do the most with your hair. That is your decision. You know, people have a tendency to think, well, on your lock journey, you're supposed to use X, Y, and Z. Hey guys, on my channel, I show you what I think from my perspective and what works for me and what doesn't, so that you can be inspired to maybe think outside of the box or whatnot. It is not to put a law on you and say this is the way you're supposed to do things with your locks. No, I'm showing what I do, and when you guys ask me questions, I always try to bring it back to, what does your hair think? What does your hair feel like it needs? What is your hair saying to you? Getting back to the mindset of getting to know your hair, loving yourself, and getting to know what your hair needs and what it doesn't need. But people just have a tendency to think, well, I'm supposed to do this if I'm locked. I'm supposed to always retwist. I'm supposed to not retwist so often. I'm supposed to use this type of shampoo. I'm supposed to not use that gel. No! Don't get it twisted here on my channel. I show you guys what I like and what I don't based on what I think, my perspective, in effort to inspire you. But it is not to put what this is supposed to be for you. Not at all, you know? So I just feel like people need to stop putting, like, saying blanket statements like, with locks you're supposed to, you're not supposed to be so high maintenance, you're not supposed to do this. No, you can do anything you want. And that's how people find it so hard to just come out of the box and do what their heart feels like it wants to do, because they have defined themselves to the box. The people in the box saying, well, it's supposed to be this way. Who says that? You can do whatever you want with your hair at any time. If you decide to wake up tomorrow and retwist your hair, that is not anyone else's business. If you decide that you want to color your hair, that's not anyone else's business. That is your personal decision. If you decide that you want to play around with styles every day of the week, that is your decision. That is your personal decision to make. Obviously, you want to maintain the health of your hair, but everyone has a different preference. Locks are not supposed to be combed out. Who says that? That's how we start to frown on each other when we decide to do different things, because we put ourselves in a box and think, no, this is how it's supposed to be. X, Y, and Z. Black or white. No, I don't believe that our lock journey should be black or white. Now, if you decide with your hair that you want to do whatever it is that you've heard, that is your business, but it's not for anyone to look down on the next person and say, oh, well, why are these lock people, I heard from one other person say, well, why is that, like, what is the like, that's just doing too much. If you want to do the most with your locks, that is your business. That is your business. I feel like people need to stop telling people what they should not do, and shaming them for wanting to do a lot with their hair. Maybe that's someone's way of learning their hair, getting to know what works. Maybe that works for them and not you. People need to stop saying, oh, stop doing this, that's just doing too much. You're just doing too much. It's not supposed to be all of that. It doesn't take all of that. Sometimes it does. When you want to do it, you should do it. If you want to do the most with your hair, who is anyone to blame you, shame you, or make you feel bad about it? With your locks, you can be free. That is the purpose of us being on this journey in the first place, right? Freedom. Freedom from what other people think. Freedom from putting ourselves in a box of laws that no one has really even made. We just kind of made it on our own. And that's how people end their lock journey so quickly, because they feel like they can't keep up with the laws, and they can't keep up with the lifestyle inside of the box. They can't keep up with the things that this lock guru said, and that lock guru said I shouldn't do. This person said I should do, but that person said I should avoid those things. Really? That's how people decide that they don't want to do it anymore, because you've placed rules on them. You've made it like a legalistic journey. We are all different people, and what we do with our hair is pretty much a reflection of who we are. If we are a creative person, you might find yourself, all right, let me say that again. If you are a creative person, you might find yourself doing different things with your hair. You want to style your hair. You want to do the curls. You want to experiment a little bit with different methods in hair maintenance and washing and whatever. That is who you are. So your hair is pretty much a reflection of who you are. If you're creative, if you're the type of person that loves to experiment, you're going to do that with your hair. That's who I am, and I'm very happy about that, because I've learned in the process what works and what does not work. But if you are not a person that really wants to touch your hair, or you're just not a hair person, yeah, you won't experiment so much. You'll use the bare minimum, which is just fine. That is just fine. It's all up to you. Don't define your lock journey according to what society, YouTube, or whatever book told you that you need to do it like X, Y, and Z. Some people find it just fine using wax in their hair. Some people find it good to use shea butter and different things, and that is not to shame anyone. What works for you, and what doesn't. And some people, they comment so fast with the wax and the shea butter, and they never even tried it because they've heard stories about someone else using it. But maybe it would work for you if you even opened your mind enough to try it instead of keeping yourself in a box. I hope that I'm saying everything that I want to say, because I've seen a lot of people say, well, why are you doing that? Locks are supposed to be this way. We have different types of locks. Some people have freeform locks, which means they don't maintain it by twisting, you know, and that's their preference. It's not to say that locks are supposed to be maintained. That was their decision to keep it just so. And it's beautiful. There are also traditional locks, which is what I have. You maintain it in between, but that's not for someone to say, well, why are you maintaining your locks? Locks are supposed to be free. Locks are supposed to be just not maintained at all. It's my preference. Some people have sister locks and they have to maintain it all the time. You know, and those might be considered more high maintenance. What you do with your hair in whatever state that you decide to keep it is completely your business. But when you start to be stressed out about what works and what you should do and you shouldn't do, maybe you should take a step back and ask yourself, whose rules am I conforming to? Is it my self-imposed rules, or is it someone else that I've heard say, well, you shouldn't do that, you should do this, this, and that? Who are you listening to? Who do you care about that holds so much influence in your life that you are confused? You should do whatever you want. Do whatever you want with your hair. Do what you want, honestly. And in doing what you want, you will learn your hair. That's the only way to learn. It's just like keeping a person trapped in a house because the world is crazy. You know, I'm trying to give a sensible analogy here, but it's like keeping a child trapped in a home because you're afraid that the world is dangerous. But that's not the way to grow. That's not the way for that child to grow and understand who they are. Not giving parenting tips or anything, but that's not the way that a child grows, just being trapped at home from birth to adult life. No, that child has to go out and experience and maybe make some mistakes here and there, but that is all a part of learning who that person is. And the same way with you. So why do we look at our locks and automatically put ourselves in a box and think completely differently? You have to experiment a little bit, or else how will you know what doesn't work for you? You might find yourself just regurgitating whatever you heard, but you don't know what's true for yourself. You know, and then shaming other people for playing around with their hair and having a great time with their hair. And they might even go the distance even longer than that person who is trying so hard to keep things according to the rules and dot every I. What would you do? This is a question for you. What would you do if you didn't care about what anyone had to say about your hair? You didn't care about what society thought. What would you do with your hair? What would you really do? And are you playing by the rules so much that you have put yourself in a box? Sometimes it's hard to identify if you're in that box. You know, you might be a little thrown off by this message, but really think about it, you know, because that, just knowing the fact that maybe you have been playing things safe by the box, the rule book or whatever, that could be your step towards true freedom with your locks and true satisfaction with your journey. And that's with everything, not only just hair, but life as well. When you put yourself so tucked in to a rule book, a set of guidelines that doesn't even exist, because of the way that you've seen things happen and tradition of your lifestyle, when you've never even tried anything to really see if it works for you. Not telling you guys to go out and be creatures of, you know, danger or whatever, but if you don't experiment and learn from your mistakes, your failures. Some people are so afraid to fail that they don't even learn who they really are. They don't take a step out of the box. They don't take a risk and try something. Yeah, you see me do a lot of crazy things here on my channel. I do things from the Aztec clay mask. I do things like the ACV rinse. I do different things here and there. And that's all to learn my hair. I'm excited to have locks, and so I want to learn. I want to see how they react to, you know, if I do something like, I don't know, a clay mask or whatever. And I've learned, okay, maybe not to do that so often, but I don't know. I hope that I'm making sense. Be creative, be fun. If that's who you are, be fun, be creative. Don't keep yourself in anyone's box just because you feel like that will avoid you from being judged because you decide to do something with your hair. If you decide you don't want to retwist ever again, whose business is that besides yours? Honestly, who's like, why do we hold ourselves back from doing what we truly want to do because of what others think? Because of maybe what our family would think? Just do it, and you will see that they will love it, or maybe they won't. But when you decide to do it yourself with your hair, it's completely up to you. It's just hair, you know. But at the same time, it's not, because when we hold back so much with our hair, it shows something internal that needs to be looked at a little further. I hope I'm making sense, guys. Continue the conversation down below. Let me know, first of all, let me know what you would do if are you one of those people in a box, and what you would do if you decided that no one else's opinion cared about your hair journey. I would love to know, because I feel like a lot of people play it safe and they really don't know what their hair is like. They don't really know their hair, and they're always asking questions for other people to validate, yes, you should do that. No. When have we made our locks so legalistic that we abide to this rule book that says I am only to do this, this, and that, and avoid all of that, and that? Are you one of those people? Be honest. Because sometimes I feel like I'm in that box as well, and I have to remind myself, wait a minute, this is my hair. And who don't like it? Tough. But it's my hair. And in order for me to feel my most authentic self, I'm going to do exactly what I want to do with them. I don't know, guys, just something to think about. Continue the conversation down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe for many more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Later. Bye.